Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hello to you on this wonderful Tuesday, right? Tuesday, October 29th. Hopefully, you are already fully made up in your Halloween outfit, costume. I've resisted to say the word costume, but on Halloween, I think costume is the appropriate word. I am John Halcyon. This is a Love Morning Gathering, an opportunity to share a little bit of gratitude and connection, just a brief break in the day to hear some gratitude, share some gratitude, have a moment of connection, and to remember that we have the ability to be kind and connecting as we go through the world, and we can role model that in the world. And if we're not up for that, we can try to practice it with ourselves. So, I also like to start with a song for us to all hear. If you do want to drink something, I suggest a beer. I know it's a little early, and I'm not gonna join you. And if you drink too many beers, well, you're gonna have a different day than I would recommend. So maybe that was a bad suggestion. Don't listen to this guy. So everybody celebrate the floor, the ground, the sky. Good morning. Welcome to Love Morning. Good morning, Gerbot. Good morning, Kiri. Moo. It is a little dark. I guess it wasn't that. It was a little bright, and then it was like too bright, and so I turned I closed the sheets a little, or the sheets. I've been having trouble with my words the last few days. Good morning, Andy. Good morning. I am grateful for your message, Andy, and grateful to see you. I had a wild day yesterday. Okay, so I've been talking about all my frustrations and difficulties with healthcare, or health insurance, not healthcare, health insurance. Love healthcare, struggling with health insurance, and trying to figure out how to make this work. I got some clarity on my situation, so I got back on the phone to try to figure out why I was being charged for this stuff. My doctor said, "Hey, your heart sounds a little wacky. Why don't you get a scan to double check?" I get the scan. Scan says, "Nope, you're fine." When I went in, paid my copay, and then I got a bill that I owed $700 for that process. And so I guess, and I pay $600 a month for my insurance for me. And that basically, and I have a $6,000 deductible. And so things that are preventative are covered by my insurance. Things that are diagnostic are often not. So the fact that this was, if it's lab work or tests or a procedure, and this is like a sonogram, that was diagnostic to see if there was a problem. So that was not covered. So that went against my deductible. Now, to have a no deductible, so I don't have to pay, so those things are covered, I would be paying $1,000 a month. So, and the difference of, $400 extra a month times 12, it's like, oh man, so frustrating. Why are you talking so much about insurance? You were talking about it yesterday. Why? Oh, because there's more to my day. Someone very dear to me called me last night from the floor of a supermarket saying, "Oh my God, I'm in so much pain. Come pick me up." And so I took them to the emergency room. So I spent last night until 2 in the morning, like 6 p.m. till 2 in the morning in the emergency room. And I do not yet know what the charges are going to be on that visit, but it was a really crazy timing to be reading a thread in the morning about insurance, health insurance, people saying, well, what if you had to go to the emergency room? And then to be reading about or talking to my insurance company about what's covered, and then to be in the insurance room and being like, oh, I'm pretty sure none of this is going to be covered. It'll be really interesting to see what they charge us for here. So, man. So I am grateful that my loved one was, the pain went down after 5 or 6 hours. They didn't find anything in the scans that was very helpful, but they sent us home at 2. And so I'm grateful that they're feeling better. Grateful that, most people in my life are in pretty good health. Gerbot is grateful for his hairstylist, whom I'm going to see shortly. Nice. I am grateful for my therapist. I'm going to go see my therapist, Misty, today at 1. I've not been in for over a month, so that'll be great to have a little talk therapy today. Hopefully I will not get too focused on insurance whining. Oh, Carrie is grateful I get to leave work early today to hop on an airplane to see Camp May's friends and family this week. Woo, 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 woo. Celebrating that birthday all week, yo. Gerbot says, it's crazy how much it costs to stay healthy. It really is mind-blowing. And it's interesting, how just to think about how the different systems, how different things are incentivized, it's like if I knew that scan was going to be $700, I probably would have not done it. The doctor's not allowed to tell you if something is covered or not. You have to say, oh, the doctor says, go do this. And then I have to call member services and say, is this going to be covered? And then they could say, this probably not going to be covered. And then they give you an estimate of what it's going to cost, but it's not a guarantee. And I'm like, so who knows what this costs? We do. Well, then how come you don't know what it costs? Well, we don't know what it's going to cost. Like, well, who would know? Well, we would. Well, then, but you don't know. Well, we have an estimate. I understand that if it's like a HMO and, and I went to a doctor and then my insurance, they submit it to the insurance and the insurance would pay for some of it. But Kaiser is all an insular system. It makes no sense. I will say that I have a lot of compassion and appreciation for emergency room people. I had a friend and client who is an emergency room doctor and got a really, I think, much better sense of what goes on and what the challenges are, and also like emergency room, their goal is not to heal you. Their goal is to make sure that you won't die. So if you go in, with sore legs, they're going to be like, okay, do you have blockages are that a sign of a heart attack? Nope. Okay. All right. Let's get you an appointment with your primary. And the other thing that's so crazy about insurance or about emergency rooms is how much of their jobs are dealing with overdoses and people who are trying to get painkillers, trying to get opioids, and the incredible difficult situation that we're in as a doctor, because a hospital has these ratings and things. And so if I'm an addict, I go into the emergency room and I say, oh, I'm in so much pain, I need morphine or I need painkiller, and the doctor's like, I don't think there's anything wrong with you. I can't give you painkillers. And they go, if you don't, I'm going to fill out the survey that you were rude to me and that you didn't help me. And I'm going to give you all ones, on the survey card. And that dramatically affects the hospital's ability to fundraise and get money. It dramatically affects the hospital's reputation, and it seriously affects the doctor's ability to get a job. And so what's a doc to do? It's wild. So thank you for the reminders. I will get back to some gratitude. What are people grateful for? Chris is grateful to eat breakfast outside yet again. Rare not to have a killing frost this late in the season. 79 degrees in late October. Nuts. Well, glad that you're enjoying outside. Andy is grateful for my body's mobility at my age. Well done. I was noticing this morning as I was stretching, like, I used to have, I could put my palms on the ground so easily. My hamstrings were so flexible. And this morning I was like, maybe this is contributing to all sorts of other stuff. So I am going to be like Andy. Vesper says, grateful for EMDR. It is helping me process relational trauma and interrupting ruminations about unworthiness. Amazing to hear that. That's fantastic. Oh, I've heard wonderful things. I've never experienced it, so that's great. Yay for therapy and healing tools of all sorts. I will say I'm so grateful for the friendliness of everyone that we encountered yesterday. Dr. Nick and the nurse that took care of us were super helpful. And, even as, we were making asks and requests that were, like, okay, we can't do that yet. We have to wait until after this scan, and really trying to be as nice and friendly as possible. I imagine that it's got to be a really challenging job because, well, I was really working to be as nice and friendly as possible and saying thank you. But when you are hurting, it's easy to be rude. So thank you for all those that dedicate their lives to help people. Joyous is grateful for the way it feels to run the shower over my brand new head. Grateful I feel confident with my brave big decision. Grateful my new work is so encouraging. My fresh shave due. Congratulations, Joyous. Bravo on making a massive change to your appearance and letting go of years of energetic follicles. Well done. Amazing. Kiri says, yay for Whole Foods and new chapters. Good morning, Hope. Andy, absolutely. Yes, I'm eager to learn more about EssentialCreator.com. I saw your note. I think I was looking at it. It might still be up on a tab. I think I was looking at it when I got a call saying come to the come pick me up and take me to the hospital. So I absolutely would like to learn more about that. Thank you, Andy. Joyous is grateful for cycles and seasons of life and letting things go to make room for the new. Well, you certainly have done that. Hope saying crazy on the hair. I'm not yet finding gratitude as perimenopause has taken half my hair in less than a month. Man, perimenopause ain't no joke. I think that as I am connected to more and more women that are going through it, I am become myself aware of how significant and detrimental certain aspects of it can be to mindset, to so my heart is with you, and hopefully you have support and maybe a community and people to talk to, because that sucks. Who else has got gratitude? Let's have a couple more, maybe, of gratitudes, and then we'll have a hug and go off into our day and try to continue being optimistic, looking for some joy. I know that I haven't been doing that good this whole week. I've been kind of in a not bad. I won't say bad. In a less optimistic than normal. There've been a lot of obstacles, and I've been trying to be honest about that rather than being falsely joyous all the time. But I'm grateful that my brother got back from family day at my nephew's college at Boulder. Grateful that my nephew seems to be making friends. He's pledging a fraternity. I'm grateful that my parents come home tonight from their trip to Virginia. I'm grateful that they are healthy enough to be traveling, sightseeing around the world still. I'm grateful that I've got some travel plans. I've got plans to be in Ojai this weekend for a retreat. And then I've got plans to go to a celebration of life the weekend after. So in Santa Barbara. Juan is grateful for a wonderful Tuesday. I'm going to guess is what you meant. Tuesday. Awesome. Yeah, and if you do feel called to wear a tutu, I strongly encourage and support that decision. The Vesper saying, I wish there were more open conversations about perimenopause, considering the fact that everyone with ovaries has to go through it at some point in their lives. There's very little research and information available about it. It's really tough to know. You know, that seems to be a pretty, I hear that from so many women. And there are a couple really good books that I keep hearing recommended. I will try to remember. But yeah, there's a lot of things about aging and dying and decay and growing older that we don't acknowledge really. And I think that it ends up making everything more difficult and more scary. Yeah, speaking of which, I have been fantasizing about doing something like Botoxing or something because I have this wrinkle in between my eyes. So that my standing jerk face looks like I'm angry all the time. I think it's one reason why I wear glasses more often than I really need to. Like, because I think it makes me look friendlier when I cover the little frown wrinkle. So I'm just saying that as I too am struggling with this decay that we all seem to be a part of. Oh, well, happy early Halloween. Hallows Eve. I certainly hope that someday I get to see you, Kiri, as a gender bent halcyon. That would be fantastic. I have seen some pretty hilarious halcyons over the years. So I highly endorse any such mockery. I've never seen a female halcyon, but there have been people that have dressed in, as halcyon. Oh well. So it goes. Wisdom Lime, says Chris. Well, with that, let's all celebrate some wisdom and our abilities to be kind and patient with ourselves and with the world as we go through it today. Let's try to maybe notice when we're getting a little too focused on crap and trying to remind ourselves a little bit of the more of the cone that we got going on. And I know that I need to do that today for sure. So wherever you are, give yourself a big old squeeze, appreciating this body in whatever state it's in, appreciating this moment, appreciating the people in our lives, the super basic standard things that we take for granted are shoes that fit and water that's clean, temperature regulated rooms, clean air, access to so many types of food. What a gift. So let's take a deep breath in and squeeze one another. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and everybody here, thanks for being here for this Love Morning. Oh, that's right. Vesper did. You won a contest. See, my aging in the brain. Good morning, Thalia. The crapper cone costume sounds like a good idea, although it would be really tough to decide who would take the bullet and beat the crap. Thanks for being here this morning. Have an incredible day. I love you.